Hi Aquarius, welcome to your quantum reading. This is for Aquarius Sun, Moon, or Rising. And as always, welcome to my cross watchers. Cross watcher, you could be dealing with an Aquarius and the message could be for you. Yeah, that's the one that wanted to jump out. Aquarius. I am going to take that one too. What was I? Where was I at? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. As always, welcome to my cross watchers. Cross watcher, you could be dealing with an Aquarius and the message could be for you. So feel free to take it however it resonates with you and your situation. Keep in mind that these are general and timeless readings. If you guys are wanting to book a one-on-one, my website information is down below in the description box. So just subscribe your email there, and that way you'll always get an email notification every time my availability opens up. Nice. And as always, thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing. Thank you for all the ways that you've supported the channel, and let's dive in. Okay, that was like really interesting, the way that happened, because if you guys saw, the shapeshifter kind of like came out and then went back in. I'm reading that seriously like a few different ways. First off, I think that you guys have been dealing with, we all shapeshift. So I don't want to paint this whole like, this is a terrible person. No, we all have shape-shifting abilities. You could be utilizing that this next week, but I also feel like someone that you've been dealing with, it could have been someone that you have seen shapeshift. And the way that I describe that is a person who like kind of changes, you know, you can see them shift based off of what they're dealing with. Like they could lack a true center, or it could be a manipulative thing. Like I feel like if you have, it's almost like this person might make an appearance and then go right back out. Do you know what I mean? It feels like you, because I almost feel like this is you, Aquarius. You have the World card, you have all this clarity, okay? You're very certain about something that you feel very confident about closing out, which I really love. And I feel like it's because of something here going very positive for you. The sun is kind of like, maybe your life is in general is starting to become positive again, and you're starting to feel like something is finally wrapped up because you finally see everything. And it could be about, I think, a person that you were dealing with, and you do have a mentor here that's involved. Like you could have been listening to a mentor, like you could have a coach or a therapist, but you also could just be doing your Aquarian crazy little thing, diving into tons of information online. And so because of that, the information that you've absorbed, it's kind of elevated you or elevated your perception. So you are above certain situations. I've actually never dove into this, but you see how the owl is above this fire almost? It's like a fireball. Like, this seems like some type of storm, or you know what I mean? You're elevating above it. And I feel like it's, I almost get this sense that something is like really weird happening. Oh, Aquarius. So I feel as though recently you went into a situation and you could have been in even some form of a Stockholm syndrome with someone, where you went in thinking something was going to be one way, but it wasn't. And so you had this apocalypse moment, you know what I mean? Removing the veil of deception. Like now you're completely illuminated. And now, because of this illumination that's happened, and now that you have all this clarity about maybe a particular person or what you've been dealing with, now you're elevated because something about that has detached you. I almost want to say emotionally, because I think that you had an emotional tie to this situation. Like it could have been something lower vibrational, because I said there was an elevation happening, and the sun is always kind of like, it's some type of lift in your vibration, whatever it is. That's why you become so positive, because like your energy even shifts into positivity, because you saw someone shift. I think that you saw them like, you know, just they were different than what they said they were, or something along those lines. Now you know. Now you know. Okay? Let's dive in, because this seems like it's gonna get really detailed and hairy. Okay. First card. Yeah, we have the freaking Fool card. Heck yes. There's the chapter closing, there's the brand new beginning. So I feel as though, depending on when this plays out, I feel as though you're kind of preparing for a leap, like quantum leap, whatever you want to call it. I feel like you're preparing for it in this moment. Like you could be preparing for a brand new chapter, like a brand new way of things coming in. And I feel like this apocalypse also could have been, even just in general, like a way that you were deceiving yourself, okay? That's why I was saying, like, you even could just be going through this in general, where you're shifting out of a lower vibrational version of yourself, which is the World card, because that could be the chapter completion. You're done with one way of being, or a type of relationship that you've been involved in some way, shape, or form. You could be elevating even yourself to mentor status. Like, mentors are not always enjoyable to listen to. They say what's needed to be told. It's not always like pink roses and flowers, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's harsh, but it creates change within you. So we have the Four of Pentacles, okay? I feel like there's a person or a situation that it's funny, I was thinking about that card. I feel like there's something from your past that has still been holding on to you. You see it all for what it is. It's like, that's it. You know what it is. You know what to expect from this person or situation. I feel like, especially since that came out, we have the Two of Swords. I also feel like you're a bit conflicted about this new chapter. Maybe just certain details. You could be choosing between two paths, or there's like a couple different things. So right now I feel as though you might be a bit confused about where to take your leap. Like, you feel it's coming, but you might not know certain details, okay? But you do realize with the Six of Cups and Justice card, you're removing the veil of deception. I feel like there's something from the past that every time that you go back to it, it gets worse and worse. Like, you've changed too much. Like, and sometimes like it's like you're growing way bigger than your past energy. And so every time you go back into it, you get some type of karmic repercussion. Do you know what I mean? And it could literally bite you. It's like every time you go back to this, like I said, it feels like it gets worse and worse. And so that's why it's almost like this is the universe's way of saying no more. Like, no more going back to this. So now I feel as though, oh, this is what it is. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys this story because this actually just came up recently. You have the Seven of Swords at the bottom, okay? Don't deceive yourself. I had a mentor for a while that actually was from Germany. I don't know how true this story is. I never know, but it's a pretty powerful story. That it was similar to The Sound of Music. Like, this person was leaving Germany during World War II, and they had no way, they couldn't go back. Like, they were sneaking their car out of the city, and they came to this big open field. I believe it was minefield, and they couldn't go back. Like, there was no way to go but forward. And I think there were some soldiers up ahead or something like that. And when they couldn't do anything but go forward and take the risk on what was up ahead, And when they went ahead, there was like this huge welcoming committee. There were like people there to greet them and to protect them and to save them from what they were trying to get away from. I know that's a very extreme story, but it's been popping up so much in my reality that I think is really crazy. Like, so this Seven of Swords, for some of you guys, it feels like you could be feeling like you're tiptoeing through a minefield, okay? I had that in someone else's reading, but there's the victory, the Six of Wands. There's your elevation. So it almost feels like you get some type of karmic return when you go back to something from the past, because even though like there are some deep emotional pulls that you have towards that, you're also reminded of the pain of, and that's what you almost need to continue to move forward, to like not turn back, you know? There's the World card again, but I feel like you still are kind of hesitant to leave behind what feels comfortable, you know, because you're like, this is the old way of doing things. But I feel like you could be even wrapping up a couple of things right now, like totally changing things up right now. Yeah, there's gonna be an elevation, Aquarius. This could be in your finances, but there's something up ahead here that feels like it will be more stable for you. And it's almost like I'm seeing that you're establishing something maybe in your career or in your home, just something that feels stable in your life. And this is the elevation, okay? This even could be recognition. So it's like you're gonna be pushed to go towards this, but I feel like you're still looking back at someone or something. It's like this shapeshifter person. Someone had a pretty big effect on you and just your life in general. This person was very significant to you. And so, but in your mind, yeah, this is why I think, woo, yeah. So in your mind, you could be feeling like you're just doing a lot of things on your own. Nine of Pentacles with the Five of Cups, okay? And that could be why too, because this elevation, it kind of looks like you're maybe looking back to something where you felt more supported, but it was like a false support. It wasn't real support. It was like a weird, maybe even a controlling or a possessive thing, which is such an opposite thing that Aquarians cannot stand. So there could be something here where you could be doing a lot of things on your own or making decisions on your own, and Nine of Pentacles, but you also like, I just feel like you keep looking back to the past. There also could be something here where you are kind of like just right now focused on your independence and getting stable in that way, like getting that energy consistent enough, because you felt like in the past maybe some of the regrets that you have were letting people in or letting people get close, because it might have burned you, because I can see that with the Justice card. So you're trying to maintain some form of balance, but look at this, look at this. Yeah, interesting how this is playing out, because we have the Ten of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Page of Wands. I feel like there's a stability here, but it's not as stable. This feels more like family or something like that. Like, and it feels as though this kind of feels like it's you, even though I would say this is you. But I also feel like at the same time, I feel like you're dealing with children, Aquarius. Like it even could be your parents or adult-like people, but they are, it's like you're like children. I don't know why I get that. But you have all of this knowledge. Like you're kind of like the parent of someone. You feel like you have to parent them. Yeah, the mentor. So that's why I wonder if that Page of Wands is kind of like you. That could be you, that you guys have children, because there is the Six of Cups. But I keep getting this sense that you have knowledge, but you could have people that are kind of, the Five of Swords is gaslighting. It's an impasse. I also feel like that's what you're coming to all this knowledge and clarity about, is that you're like there is nothing here. There's no progress here. That it's like you guys mirror each other so much. But I wonder also if that Page of Wands is kind of saying that you're just trying to do something different in this situation. Page of Wands is kind of like you're gonna start to maybe get playful in the situation, or you're gonna start to take some action in a particular way. Yeah, there it is. That's what's clarifying the Page of Wands. The door that's opening, change beckons. The path is shifting, the road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today, especially the Fool card. I feel like you guys will know, like your own universe, everything around you will let you know that like when it's time to change, or that change is coming up. Like your subconscious will even start telling you. It will probably be on your mind so much. But I feel like this could be something here that you're manifesting right now, is something that feels stable. Some of you guys, this could be your own business, but it feels like that's where you're at right now. You're just like in this process of wrapping up a cycle. It feels like you've also been through this a couple different times, like a completion a couple different times. That's why I mentioned a little bit of Stockholm syndrome at the beginning, because you're still kind of vacillating back and forth between two different frequencies of realities that you see be from a particular person. That's why I said the shapeshifter. They shapeshift back and forth like at the quantum level, because their energy hasn't come into balance. Like they could have addictions in some way, shape, or form, or ingesting too many free radicals, or have too many parasites in their system. So because of that, you see two different sides of them that are polar opposite, and you're still balancing back and forth between these two different realities. That's why whenever you get caught up in your head, you'll confuse the heck out of yourself, because you're pretty much communicating with someone's trauma, not even the person in themselves, and you don't know which is them. You're like, wait, is it this? Are they this person or that person? You don't know, because your mind can't make sense of it. So it's almost like you're gonna release that and start to move towards some type of change over this next week. Whatever this new passionate action thing is I think the direction you'll be moving in. So Aquarius, I'm gonna dive into the extended, of course. If you guys want to join me over there, feel free. Go down below, click on the Vimeo link, and I'll see you over there. But Aquarius, if this is where we leave things, I'm sending you guys so much love, wishing you all the very best, and I'll see you in your next reading. Take care.